Label Radio.
Girl, Run DMC classic right there. Yo, we got the OG Steve Lobel in the building, man. Had to play some classic Run DMC. What up, Steve?
Man, classics.
Classic. So when you hear those classic Run DMC songs, what memory does it bring back?
Queens.
Queens.
Back to Queens. You know, Run DMC days, Sucker MC, you know, Cutler Supreme days, Cadillac. That's how I came up, you know.
So you grew up, you from Queens?
Yeah, I grew up in Queens, yup.
So that's how you met Run DMC?
I grew up with Run DMC and the late great Jam Master Jay.
That's dope. That's dope. And did you like play ball with him? Did you just hang out with him? How did you?
Just hung out with him, you know, mutual friends, and then you just build a relationship.
And then they was already doing music already?
Yeah, yep.
And then you became their road manager?
No, to be honest with you, man, I was carrying bags for Jam Master Jay. I was driving vans. I was doing whatever needed to be done. I was going to Def Jam Records, Profile Records, Rush Management in the beginning stages. I was ear hustling Russell Simmons, you know, who's my mentor, and everybody should have a mentor. I was ear hustling Leo Cohen. You know, I was around the EPMD, the LL Cool J, the Public Enemies, the Beastie Boys. You know, remember, you know, Run DMC was signed to Profile Records. That's where DJ Quick was signed to as well.
Yes.
And then around the Def Jam offices was everybody else.
What year was
this?
this?
Early 80s.
So how was it? Did you guys know that you had something special during that time? Like we know now artists come out, they know they have something great, they sign multi-million-dollar deals. But when you guys are doing that music or that whole environment, did you know you had something special?
I mean, back then, not really. You know what I mean? Russell Simmons said it's gonna last forever, hip hop. And now it's what, over 40 someone years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, the guys from there from the beginning and grew up with it and so on and so forth probably knew that. But, you know, a lot of people didn't believe. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people like, oh, it's not gonna last, blah, blah, blah. And now look, it's the biggest genre of music in the world.
Exactly. And how special was Jam Master Jay?
That's my man. It's my friend, my brother. You know, I wouldn't be in the game wasn't for Jam Master Jay, Jason Mizell. You know, 17 years that he passed, you know, in October. He was the glue to Run DMC, the swag, the streets.
Yeah.
He loved sports. We used to go to Knicks games together, Giants games together. Used to get fireworks on 4th of July from my Italian guys and go blow up the hood. You know, he found 50 Cent, he found Onyx, he found Jail Felony. You know, so Jam Master Jay was my brother.
And I am a Run DMC. I told you, like the picture behind you is Run DMC. I am a huge Run DMC fan, and I don't think, and I'll ask you, you probably think the same way. I don't think Jam Master Jay gets enough credit for what he did for hip hop. Not just being Run DMC's DJ, but what he did for the culture as far as the fashion, the energy, all that stuff. He don't get as much. The mogul
not,
side.
You know, salute Run DMC. You know, I love your banner back there. Run just celebrated his birthday, you know, about a month ago. I just celebrated my birthday.
Yes.
You know, a few weeks ago. And basically, I was just with Run. We were out in Arizona. He was DJing with Ruckus, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, you're right, man. Jam Master Jay doesn't get what he deserves. That's why I try to keep his name alive.
Yeah.
And people like yourself in interviews and everything I talk about. I don't forget where I come from. And, he you know, it's a sad situation. And, you know, I'm going to continue giving his roses when he was alive. And now he's dead, you know. It's just a sad situation because people looked up to him, but a lot of people didn't get to meet him.
Yeah.
And if you did get to meet him, you're like, wow, this guy was the truth. This guy was a real guy.
Yeah.
And he was my friend.
It was dope because I got a chance to meet his son, TJ. Randomly, I worked retail and he walked into the hat store or whatever, and he was down earth dude or whatever. And I never met his dad, but his energy was what I would expect that Jam Master Jay would be like too.
Yeah, shout out Jason, TJ, and Jesse. You know, he had 3 sons. You know, I watched, you know, his first son grow up. But, you know, I'm proud of them all, you know. They're all doing great things, and they're keeping the legacy alive. And that's what needs to happen.
And so you went from, like, just carrying bags and do whatever you had to do. How did you become the person you are today? Did you want to be a manager, a mogul, or you just kind of fell into it and found a love for it?
Man, I'm just a normal guy from Queens, man, that was raking leaves, shoveling snow, delivering newspapers, busboy in a restaurant, waiter in a restaurant, run around Run DMC carrying bags. Like, how do you make a career out of this or a job? And the blessing was that I got to see the country, and later on I got to see the world. But I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. So I opened up a bar in Queens near St. John's University.
Oh, sick.
Like Chris Mullen used to come, and Mark Jackson, and Onyx, and Jay, and Run and D. And at the end of the day, I had that for a while, and it was great. I was young.
Yeah.
You know, and then I got a job at Relativity Sony Records. And I didn't have no idea what the hell I was doing. But they asked me, like, hey, do you know how to do retail promotions? I'm like, yeah. You know how to do radio promotions? Yeah. You know how to do A&R? Yeah.
Whatever they ask you, you say yeah. And you,
because
and you figure it
opportunities
out.
don't knock all the time, so I'm going to figure it out. And when I went to Relativity Sony's, that's when I got to work with Common Sense.
Yes.
As, you know, people know him as Common.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best MCs ever.
100%.
I used to love her, that album I was involved with. I got that plaque. Excuse my allergies. Fat Joe. You know, I've been rocking with Fat Joe since '93. I introduced him to his wife. Frankie Cutlass, Beat Nuts, MOP.
Yo, hold on. Frankie Cutlass,
yeah.
Politics and Bullshit.
Yeah, yo.
That was an amazing album that was super slept on.
Yeah.
You was part of that?
Yeah.
That
and
shit was
MOP
dope.
and the Beat Nuts. And then let's go to the Bay. Mac Mall.
Yes.
Drew Down.
Drew Down.
Let's go down to the Midwest. Bone Thugs and Harmony. The Dayton Family. Let's go to the South. Suave House. You know, shout out Tony Draper, the legend.
Draper, yeah.
April and MJG, Mr. Mike, Tila, South Circle. Let's go over to Memphis. I work with, 3-6 Mafia and Gangsta Brew and Project Pat. Eazy E, rest in peace.
So Relativity got you a chance to kind of dabble at East Coast, West Coast, down south, the whole nine.
Exactly, but the only thing that I got to see in the country, I was traveling with Run DMC, so you would go and you'd see different things,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you didn't dabble in it.
Yeah.
I got to dabble into it when I got to Relativity. Relativity was a diverse label back then.
Yeah, it was.
And had all, Ruthless Records was distributed through Relativity. So that's when I met Eazy E and he introduced me to Bone Thugs. That's why I came to LA. Don't forget App Band Clan. Will I Am was
Will I Am, yes.
On Ruthless. MC Ren I worked with on that. Whole bunch of stuff. So it was a real diverse thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. That's dope because Relativity, actually thinking it back, they had pretty much every coast, every genre of hip hop all under one roof.
Exactly. Mac Mall,
Yeah.
Drew Down, come on, Bay Area legends. So it was just great because I would travel and I'd pop up and work in different states and stuff with these people, and it was just amazing. But I'm a New Yorker, so they're looking at me like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everybody respected me because I give them respect, and I built a lot of relationships, and that's where I'm at today. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly. Random question. You mentioned St. John's University.
Yeah.
How special was the Big East basketball back then, man? St. John's was ill.
St. John's Redmond, DMC went to St. John's.
Yeah.
J. Cole went to St. John's.
He said it in a rhyme. He said went to St. John University. It's
But
dope.
the Mark Jacksons, the Chris Mullen era.
Yes.
They used to come to my bar. St. John's. I'm still a St. John's Redmond fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I love
ill.
sports.
Big East basketball was ill during that time.
Of course.
Let's get into a song real fast, and then we're gonna come back, and then we'll talk about. We'll get into some more your history, and then we'll get into the stuff you're doing now. Let's get into another person you work with, Missy Elliott.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I was on a private jet with Russell Simmons. Back then, we were doing these hip hop summits.
Yeah.
Where he was trying to get people to register to vote.
Uh-huh.
And he would bring different artists. So I had brought Lazy Bone to one of them, and we were flying back with Russell on a private jet, and this girl who now everybody knows is Yandy from Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
But now she's not on Love and Hip Hop no more. She's working with Mona, and everybody on the plane knew me, but she didn't. She started talking to me, and I was like, "You work with Mona? Mona's family." Till I said hello, and then like a couple days later, she called me and said, "Missy Elliott's doing a reality show called Road to Stardom."
I remember that.
And Mona wants to talk to you. And I went on that show, and I got the job, and they called me like the White Suge Knight. You know what I mean? I was like the road manager taking these kids around the country.
I remember that.
Yellow Wolf was on that show.
I remember that.
Just so
I
you
remember
know,
that.
Yellow Wolf, you my brother. He was on that show.
I remember that.
And there were some talented kids, and we'd go to different cities.
Yeah.
And rest in peace to Tina Marie. She was a judge.
Yep.
Dallas Austin, the legendary producer.
Yes.
And Mona. And then like Buster came on the show, and Jermaine. So Road to Stardom, man. I wish social media was big back then because I've been on TV.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I had to dig in the archives to find like some of those episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing big shirts and half palm and all that stuff. But that show was a dope show, Road to Stardom. So
let's get into some Missy Elliott,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back and talk. Cause you was on TV on another show that wasn't
I was
hip
on a
hop.
couple, man. It's
Wait,
all good.
it wasn't hip hop either.
It's all
but
good.
let's get into it. Missy Elliott, Eazy E right here, White Label Radio. Come on, the OG Steve Lobel across from us, man. This dude got stories for days. So he talked about going on the road with Fat Joe and the late great Big Pun.
Yeah.
How dope was Big Pun, man?
I mean, Pun was, my friend too. We used to always argue because he'd want to use my Motorola phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like $4 a minute back then. And he would want to call his family and his kids and stuff, and I would have to call radio stations and retail stores because Fat Joe wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
So we would drive from New York. There's a place called Fantastic in Massapequa, Long Island, and you'd rent these custom vans and you'd go, and we'd have to drive to Cleveland, Miami, St. Louis, Chicago. Joe wouldn't fly. And it was like 5 of us. They had Puerto Rican, crazy Puerto Rican street dudes with them.
Yeah.
All my guys now. And I'm just the guy at the label, and I went on the road with them, and we had like $50 to eat. And these 2 fat fucks wanted to stop every second to eat McDonald's. And I'm like, Joe, we don't got enough money. They wanted to beat me up, but they respected me, and it was great. And then we just went around the country driving, really promoting records, giving vinyl to DJs, going to college radio, mix show radio, regular radio, kicking the doors open like, yo, check this out. Going to retail stores, putting up posters, giving out cassette samplers, T-shirts. That's real guerrilla marketing we were doing.
Yeah.
And, we would leave last minute and we'd have to drive to Miami and go to Mix Show Power Summit or Jack the Rappers and stuff like that when, it was real work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I love Joe. Joe's my brother. Introduced him to his wife. Rest in peace, Full Flex. Shout out Pun and rest in peace to Pun. I was there in the early stages of Pun. I was just showing you some throwback stuff of me and, Biz and them.
Did you know Pun was special? Like lyrically?
Yeah, he was special. And, his first real feature was on the Fleshbone album.
Really?
Yeah, he's on Fleshbone's album, spitting, flipping it, like incredible. Yeah. So you were there for the recording sessions of Pun. Did he sit in a chair and actually rap? Somebody told me he sat in a. That for you MCs out there, real MCs, that is hard to fucking do. It's
to be able to
do.
spit like that and sit down, because they tell you, even in radio school, they tell you to stand up and speak from your diaphragm. So for him to do that is amazing.
He was a special guy, Pun, man. Left too early, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing him out here at Unity.
He was out here a lot.
And he was sitting in a chair and he rapped. I'm like, yo, he's in the fucking King's Throne.
Yeah.
Rapped and whatnot. Yeah. So after you was with Relativity, what was next for you? Where did you go from there?
I mean, like I said, I came out of it with Eazy E. May he rest in peace, man.
Eazy E called you out here?
I came out of it because they had to work on the Bone Thugs project.
Okay.
And Bone just adapted to me, and then we created a company called Molt Thug Records where Bone Thugs had artists.
Yeah.
So I was dealing with all that and that Crazy Bone solo album, so on and so forth. So, it's crazy because it's straight out of Compton when Eazy ran in the Cube at the tunnel. Yeah. I was there with Eazy.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and then he went with his bodyguards and he was walking in the snow and he had his flannel on. It was cold. I never saw him again. He got sick. Yeah. So, and then I came out here and I loved the weather and I stayed out here and I was going back and forth bringing the projects that, Bone Thugs had and solo projects and their labels with their artists. And then I just decided to stay out here and I left working at a label and went independent because sometimes I don't like how labels treat the artist. Yeah. And I want to be the fighter for the artist. So I was out here and I rocked with Bone Thugs for a long time. And while I was out here, I started rocking with, Sean Kingston, Ayaz, Man, Soulja Boy, Nipsey Hussle, and still out here. Now, still out here and working with Scott Storch now. So Cali's great, man.
That's dope. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
So you were here after Eazy signed them and they were working on their first album?
I've been rocking with Bone since Thuggish Rugged, 93.
Okay.
When they were on Ruthless Records through Relativity, and still rocking with them. They're my brothers, the only artists to work with Biggie, Pac, and Eazy E. Mentored by Jam Master Jay after Eazy died. Worked with Big Pun.
Did you set up the
I set up the Bone and Biggie.
The Bone and Biggie?
I set up a Riding Dirty Millionaire.
Okay.
With Crazy Bone, won a Grammy with that.
How'd you set up the Bone and Biggie?
Fat Joe called me and said, Puff's gonna call you. They tracked me down, and he said, Biggie's out in LA. He's at the record plan. He wants to do a record with Bone. The only one in Bone that is really close to Biggie was Wishbone, but he was in Cleveland. Yeah. So I was like, damn. And then I just tried to track these guys down. Don't forget, back then it wasn't easy to track them down. Yeah. 96, these guys had Crossroads and they were the bigger than life. So they started rolling into record plant. A lot of them came with their homies and just got the record done. The record was done like an hour. And really? Biggie didn't finish it. He took it back to New York and then he passed, obviously, and we heard it after.
When you first heard it, what was your
I
thoughts?
was like, wow, like he mastered it. And then, what happened with that was Stevie J did that record.
Yeah.
You might know him from Love and Hip Hop, but Stevie J from the Hitman.
Yeah.
Legendary producer,
Legendary.
my dear friend. And then what came off that was Breakdown with Mariah Carey. Because Stevie J did that. And Mariah called me and said, I need a record with Bone Thugs. And that's when we did Breakdown.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out Mariah, man. Real diva, but incredible person. People think she's a real person, like a diva, but not a diva as people think. She's family. My brother passed away, rest in peace. She sent flowers to our house. Like, Mariah's family, man. Mariah's fucking family.
How much fun have you had doing this, man? I mean,
honestly,
listen to your stories. It sounds like you're having fun. It's like you had so much fun and you have such a love for it.
But to keep it real with you, I didn't have no fun. I just started having fun the last few years of my life.
Really?
Finding happiness and finding out that I love going to sports games. When I was working, my mind was just on studio and touring. I seen the world off this, but I was functional as just a robot and worried about everybody else but me and catering to everybody and making sure they were straight. I wasn't having fun. It wasn't like I was on the road fucking bitches, getting high, drinking. I don't do that. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. With all due respect to anybody who does that, I'm not judging. Only God could judge. But I was out there handling business.
Yeah.
And while I was on the road, I was taking advantage of all the opportunities, meeting the DJs, meeting the program directors, meeting the retail stores. You have to understand, when you're on the road, you meet a lot of people, the promoters, instead of like over a phone or now an email. So I love being on the road because you get to see different things. And
so you didn't stop and smell the roses for yourself?
No. And then I got to see the world, and I would have never seen the world if it wasn't for hip hop or pop music. So I really seen the whole world with Sean Kingston. And I would want to go sightsee and tell a promoter, like, take me all these places. So I wasn't really giving myself the roses. I was giving everybody else the roses. Now, as I'm getting older, I'm giving myself the roses.
That's good. That's good. I can hear it now in your voice. I wasn't around back then, but I can hear it now in your voice that you find a passion and a love for, which is dope.
Well, I loved it from the beginning. See, anything in life, you got to have the passion for and the love. Don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes, but history stays. As long as you make history, you're going to continue to make money. A lot of people want to do stuff for money, thinking that money makes them. Money don't make a real person. Their integrity, their heart, their soul, their mind makes a real person. You get it? So at the end of the day, I love what I do. I have a sickness.
Yeah.
I'll be 54 years old. You understand?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I work as harder than a 20-year-old. So when people see my Instagram, we working, been working. That's why I throw the throwbacks up. Been working.
Yeah.
Way before social media. I've been on so many tours. If I had social media, I'd be the coolest. You understand? We didn't have back then. So I come from non-social media. I come from beepers and rolls of quarters and payphones to really grinding to now, things are different. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, you have to love what you do and have the passion. You don't do it for the money, man. I do a lot of things. I don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
I plant the seeds to get the fruit. You understand? I look at the candy store, not the candy, the bigger picture. A lot of people is out here for the fame, the clout, the check. Not even the money no more. 5 years ago, everybody would, sell their man down the river for a check. Now they're selling their souls just to be famous.
For some followers.
Get some followers. Shit is corny. So, but I come from different cloth, and I've been in 3 decades of the hip hop game, so I treat it different.
That's real. That's real. And I can see the passion. Every time I go somewhere, I see you, and every time there's a mutual respect from everybody in the building for Steve Lobel.
Because you know what? I do business.
Yeah.
I do what I say and say what I say, and I walk that walk and I talk that talk.
Yeah.
Like today, I could have been somewhere else. Last minute, someone invited me somewhere. I gave you my word.
I appreciate
All we got
that.
is our word and our balls in this game. And a lot of people, this game is a bunch of followers, not leaders. I'm a leader.
Yeah.
I'm confident, not cocky as a man, that I'm a leader. So at the end of the day, people respect me. I do business. I might be intimidating people. I'd rather be feared than loved because I know who loves me. But at the end of the day, I just try to do good business, have good karma. That's why I've been around for 30 years. You understand?
Yeah.
So people respect you. When you do good business, they're going to respect you and just do business. I'm not here to be friends with people. I'm here to do business. And you don't mix the two. And that's why I've been around so long and people respect me. And that's how I brought Scott Storch back and so on and so forth.
That's
respect.
Dope. That's dope. Hell yeah. Let's get into some more music, and then we're gonna come back.
Who we playing
and
next?
We're gonna play some Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thugs. Rest in peace, Eazy E, man. Original Crip, gangster, marketing genius, street dude, label exec, A&R, great ear, all that, man.
All
Eazy
that.
don't even get the love he's supposed to get, man. Shout out Little Eazy. I just did a episode of Growing Up Hip Hop with him and JoJo Simmons, Run Son. So, shout out the whole Wright family, man. Number love.
That's dope. We're gonna talk about Eazy when we come back, man. White Label Radio.
Nipsey Hussle over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
everybody told me I was wasting my time. Everybody say he looks like Snoop Dogg. Everybody said, yo, you're crazy. He's a Rolling 60 Crip. Oh, that's Big U. A lot of labels, and he says it in his song Keys to My City. No one believed. A handful believed. It's funny because everybody was upset when Khaled put out that record with John Legend.
Yeah.
I brought Nipsey to Khaled over 10 years ago. It's online. Wearing SMS headphones right now. 50 said, I will do the Man Buzzin' video. Remember Man had that song Buzzin', Talk the Game by Steve Lobel?
Yeah.
50 said, I will do the video for free if Nipsey's in the video wearing SMS headphones. Go back and look at that video. Nipsey's in the convertible man wearing SMS headphones.
Is he?
Yes.
I'm going to go back now.
This is over 10 years ago. So 50, Khaled, they understood. They believed.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, Steve, you're crazy. You're wasting your time. You understand? But I believed. You know, I heard this song called I Don't Give a Fuck. You know, and Bullets Ain't Got No Name. So I was like, this is the West Coast 50. He was spitting some hood shit, but he had the melodic hooks. You know what I mean? Nipsey was my friend. He's my man. You know, I watch everybody when he passed. Everybody was all of a sudden Nipsey fan. Even like the last few years, everybody started getting on Nip.
Yeah.
You understand? But they should have been on him.
Yeah.
You know, I seen it from the jump, and he didn't have nothing. It's my brother. You know, we did.
So was it you that had him do the campaign where he's putting up the posters on the streets?
No, I don't even remember that campaign.
Because Bullets Got No Name, volumes 1 and 2, he was still hanging posters like it was the early 90s. But it was
before that.
It was like 2000 and
I know him before that, and it was like 2000, 2004. And he named me Maniac Lobel. That's what he nicknamed me because I'm just a maniac, and I just went hard. You know, we did like 49 cities in 50 days on the LAX tour with Game and J-Rock and K-Dot.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar was K-Dot at the time, and you know, Nipsey was family, man. Like, and you know, I was with him the night before he got murdered at the Texas Tech game. You know, so at the end of the day, I always knew Nip was gonna be big. I always go with my gut, and that's what happens to me a lot. I'm always ahead of my time, and everybody's like, yeah, whatever, and they jump on the bandwagon after. So, you know, I'm upset about a lot of things, but who am I? Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, that's what he wanted to do, build it, that people would love him. But I just feel like they should have loved and respected him and gave him the love when he was alive. Like his merchandise went through the roof. His streaming went through the roof. Like, why wasn't it going when he was alive? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I look at things different, man. Shout out my man Big U, neighborhood 6-0, you know, family. But, you know, I believed in it. And that was direct. That's it, man.
So what's next for Steve Lobel? What do you got going on right now? Because we talked about all the past and you know, now we're moving into the current.
Shout out my man Mexican Sean.
My man Sean.
Mexican Sean was
Mexican
right there.
Sean? Yeah.
Mexican Sean was right there.
That's my guy.
He was in the car when we got the Slauson Boys CD.
That's my guy.
And we started listening to it, and then we had to go to a liquor store and pull out a DVD with a hanger in the hood. It was in the bulletproof glass. Then we went back and took the DVD and watched it. And I'm like, who is this? And Nipsey Hussle, I'm like, wow, what a name. But what's next? I mean, you know, rocking hard with Scott Storch. We just did his first album deal at Atlantic Records. Shout out Kevin Weaver.
The comeback of the century right there, Scott Storch, huh?
Man, it gets greater later. We got a clothing line coming out. Scott shit, high note. Me and Scott opening the Alcohol and Drug Rehabilitation Center.
Oh, dope.
Which is going to be crazy. You know, Scott got on cocaine and lost a lot. And he's clean now and sober. And we're going to go out here to help people. And we're going to bring artists and celebs and people with influence to help these kids. We're going to put a studio in there. It's kind of dope. Because of relationships with my man Burner, I got involved with the Cookies cannabis game. Yep. I'm involved with Cookies Maywood, opening up a couple other things, working on a dispensary, hip-hop museum, and a studio with a grow inside. Looks like a boombox. We work in university. I created the first online college with my man Jay. And you go into these modules and you learn from like Gary Vee, Charlemagne, Groovy Lou, the legendary stylist, Gary Greenberg, lawyer, A&Rs, all that. So it's
like a master class type of thing?
Yeah, it's better than master class, to be honest with you. It ain't as expensive, and you're going to get real knowledge in going into these modules. What else? I got a bunch of stuff going on. Just, you know, I let it out when it's time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I promote it when it's time. But I got a lot of stuff. I got a publishing company.
You just signed that recently. I seen it on IG.
Yeah, I did a deal with Playing Skills. we empowered them to be bosses, and we created CTM Latin through CTM, which is a big company, through Concord, which is global. And their job is to sign young Latin producers and writers. I'm doing a lot of publishing deals. I learned how important publishing is and intellectual property and IPs. I got my Industry Connect t-shirts. I took all my old school throwback shirts and put them on t-shirts.
Oh, nice.
I got a lot of stuff going on, man. Just like I said, I release and talk about things in the right timing. But the most exciting thing is opening that. It's called the Heavenly Center, THC.
THC.
Yeah, it's going to be in California, and it's going to be an alcohol and drug rehabilitation center where we help people change their lives and get healthy and get clean and so on and so forth.
So when the time is up on Steve Lobel and your time is done and they bury you, what is your legacy? What do you want to be known for?
I mean, I just want to be known for, keeping it real, being myself, working hard, connecting the dots. The biggest asset that I have and everybody wants is the access.
Yes.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
I'm the connector. I'm the dot connector. I help people change their lives. I put people together, but I want my equity, I want my percentage, and I want my money. You understand? Because the value is I'm out here sacrificing my life every day and being away from my family to connect these dots and meet people and building relationships and having relationships for so long. So when I connect people and it could generate millions, I need part of that.
Yeah, break bread.
So the access and the relationships and all that, you're the plug, you're the connect. If you were in the streets back in the days, you want that plug, you want that connect.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with 16 middlemen. So in the day, that's my value. And I know a lot of people, and I built those relationships. I'm not just going to let anybody come and take my relationships, think they're just going to hang out with me to use me to get those relationships. You're not just going to call me because of the BET Awards or the MTV Awards or the Grammys. You're not going to say you just want to be around me. You ever been in a situation where you're with somebody and they don't even introduce you?
Yeah.
That's the corniest. I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm the first person to introduce people, right? Connect the dots. Let everybody rock and roll.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But I find out a lot of people don't appreciate that. So now I watch who I bring around because I'm not going to connect those dots.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snakes out here. A lot of people just want to sit home and wait for the phone in their lap and not be out here building relationships and working hard. Like I said, I'm 54 years old. My birthday is coming. And I'm telling you is that you're not just going to cheat the game and use me to take my relationships.
That's real.
And I'm very about following protocol. And I'm even extremely harder going into the new year that it's protocol. And you're not just coming around. That's it.
Yeah.
You're going to pay. Because I know that I've sacrificed over 30-some years in this game to build these relationships, not for you to come and just meet someone and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And most of the times they fuck over the relationship. Or they try to rob the relationship. Or,
Make you look bad.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most valuable thing, relationships. And I cherish that and I hold on to that.
That's real. That's real. So now let's have a little fun now.
Yes.
You was on Millionaire Matchmaker.
Yeah.
What made you go on that show?
Well, just so you know, like I said, man, I'm an innovative guy. I'm creative. I'm a leader, not a follower. And again, I'm not cocky. I'm confident. I'm ahead of my time.
Why did you go on that show?
I did the Live with Steve Lobel podcast ahead of time. Reality shows at time. Why I went on Millionaire Matchmaker was funny, right? Jam Master Jay's, no, someone called me. I think it was Jam Master Jay's son, his older son, and said, yo, I have a friend, he wants you on this show, I believe, right? And I really didn't know the show, and I called my cousin in Florida. He's like, oh, I love that show. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So I did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can I incorporate me being me? And if you saw it, I took the date to the Scratch Academy to learn how to be a DJ. And I brought Jam Master Jay's son on there. I shut down Philippe Chow's and cooked for the girl and all this other stuff.
I seen it. So
I brought hip hop to. I was in an Adidas suit. Patty Stanger, the person who's the leader, she's trying to play me. I'm like, bitch, get out my house. You know what I mean? Like the whole crew was like, wow, we love you, because everybody's scared to talk to her like that. But I'm like, you in my house. Yeah. And then she was trying to dog me, but at the end of the time, she's like, you know what? This guy's a great guy. Yeah. And she named me Tough Teddy Bear. And I went back the second time and did it. I brought my dad on it. And my dad picked the date. And I took the date to the gun range and then on a gondola ride. I'm very creative. I had to think these things out. They don't do nothing. I have to do that.
Did you go on there actually looking for love?
Nah.
You just, okay.
I went on there for marketing to bring hip-hop to that show. Yeah. There's a lot of cornballs and geeks on that show.
Word.
And I made more money doing product placement under their nose than most people got paid to be on their show. If you really go back and look, I was product placement galore. They had no idea what the hell's going on. So reality TV shows don't pay a lot. So I was doing product placement everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I was branding my stuff and doing this, doing that. And that was that. And it was cool because I brought a different element to that show.
You did.
And I came up with all the creative. So I liked it. I wasn't going on there to try to get married and look for a broad and all that stuff.
I happened to just watch the show and I was like, oh shit, that's Steve Lobel.
When that show came out, I got so many tweets from people like, yo, he's the realest. Yo, that was a great thing. Oh, I'm gonna take my husband to the Scratch Academy or vice versa. I was just trying to be creative because most people come on there, they geeks or they doctors or lawyers and just in suit and ties.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna go to dinner or the golf range. I was like, man, my shit gonna be, turned up, and it's gonna be who I am. And they loved it. The producers like, yo, all the creativity was great.
That was dope. That was funny. Well, let's get into another song produced by Scott Storch.
Okay.
And then we're gonna come back and talk about my man Scott, because this is one of the greatest hip hop comebacks of all time.
You know what? With all due respect to Soulja Boy, they was like the biggest comeback. Scott Storch, the biggest comeback.
Hands down. Let's get into The Roots. You Got Me. White Label Radio. Come on. You Got Me. Produced by Scott Storch.
Yes, sir.
So one of the greatest hip hop comebacks of all time is going to be Scott Storch. He is a legendary super producer that had his height and he fell off, and now he's back doing his thing, and he's focused than ever. And I had to attribute that to Steve Lobel being part of that movement. Right?
I attribute that to God.
Okay.
I believe in God, and everything happens for a reason, and it's with God. And I want to excuse myself because I'm sniffling a lot.
Yeah.
And it's my allergies. And for the record, I never did cocaine. So, look, when I was doing my live with Steve Lobel, I was interviewing everybody, and I wanted to interview Scott. And just happened to see on Instagram that my dear friend Raul from Terror Squad, used to be in the van with us back in days, was over there. And I hit him. I said, I need to interview Scott. He said, come over here. And I went over to a house in Tarzana, and no one was there but Scott. When I walked in, and I said, where's Raul? He said, he left. I didn't really know Scott.
Okay.
I never had a relationship with Scott. So it was weird. And we did the interview. And when we were done with the interview, he was like, hey, you want to manage me? And you have Dr. Dre's number. I had Dr. Dre's number. I wasn't giving it to him. And I said, give me 24 hours. I thought about it. And I called his ex-manager. He's a dear friend of mine. And he's like, good luck. And hung up on me.
Wow. So
I told Scott, we're going to rock. And Derek, I love you. And I see Derek 2 years later at the Knicks game. He's like, only you. And I wish I was around Scott back in the days, because I would have beat the fuck out of everybody. He was just fucking had them all fucked up.
Yeah.
I would have just figured out ways, but it's okay. I don't need to be around all the women that he had and all the big houses and the cars and the jewelry. I'd rather be around when there's nothing and bring it back.
Yes.
So shout out his girl Flo. She got him clean. And then I met him, interviewed him. He asked me to manage him. I started rocking with him. And it's the fucked up part of the music industry that I hate. I'm a guy who follows protocol. And I want to deal with the A&Rs and the managers and the executives, because I'm a manager and I want people to come to me.
Yeah.
But I went to all of them, and they were all like, Steve, we're cool. Nah, we're cool, Steve. He was coked up. He took our money. He wasted our time. All this dumb shit. And I was like, really? This guy made so many hits for your label or your artist and broke some laws. You're just going to say, fuck him because he fell off? All right, cool. I went against my integrity, because I live off integrity and principles and morals and loyalty, and I went straight to artist. But I will say this. I was at lunch with Whack 100.
Yeah.
And he was putting some dates together for Game. And he said, Game's looking for a record. And I said, yo, do me a favor. Give me a shot with Scott. And he said, we were just with Scott, and, we're in Miami. Da, da, da. He says, but I'm going to come. And he came and brought Chuck. I call Game Chuck. And the first record we did was All Eyes with Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And that record went gold. E1 was happy. Everybody was ecstatic. And I said, Scott, you never tagged none of your records. And he tagged it Scott Storch. So when radio started playing it, they're like, oh, wow. Scott never tagged his records. People just shout his name out. So that was a good comeback. And then I brought A Boogie through, and PNB Rocks and Don Q. Brought Roddy Ricch in the early stages. So my philosophy was just bring all the new artists coming up that had deals but were buzzing.
Yeah.
And that's how I brought them back. And we have over like 250 placements in the last 2 years. We did a deal with Splice. We did a deal with Akai. We did a Vivo piece. We're doing a scripted TV show with 50. We're doing an album deal, like I said, with Atlantic Records. So, we're just going hard, man. And the comeback is real. You know what it is? It's called It Gets Greater Later. It gets greater later, man. Okay. Talent never leaves. And always a name, always a threat.
And he's definitely, hands down, super talented. I've watched him.
Yeah, of course.
I've seen y'all do this like little mini club tour where he just gets on the piano with a DJ or whatever, and he does this thing or whatever. That's so ill.
That was me just saying, Scott, we got to do other things. He never did that before. So we go out and we do private gigs and certain gigs, and we got a DJ. Shout out DJ Bass, who really rocks with him.
Yes.
And he plays the keys, and then he DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're just trying to do different things. Our Splice thing.
Is he still doing that?
Yeah, we do. We pick and choose certain things.
Okay.
I got him out doing certain things. And again, it gets greater later. Talent never leaves, but we had to diversify. And if everybody should watch the Steve Storch documentary, and you'll see that. And then we're like bros, man.
Where can we find the documentary?
It's online. It's online, YouTube. And he calls me the drill sergeant. You know what I mean? And like, and then I connected him back with Dr. Dre, and it was.
I seen
amazing.
that. I seen it. That was so dope. That was dope.
So, he respects me. I respect him. So we work good hand in hand. We argue, but we bros.
I seen he gave you a Bentley too, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he gave me a Bentley. I appreciate that. We rock and roll, man. It's like.
Do you drive it?
We work hard. Nah, I get 10 miles to the gallon, bro. That's not for me, man.
Honestly, the Bentley is the worst car to really drive. It looks good in videos, but you're not driving that shit.
I'm a humble guy, man.
Yeah,
it's weird. You pull up and then they treat you different, man. It's weird. I just rather stay in my Mercedes and just be low key.
In your Adidas tracksuit, just chill.
I just like to be me. Anybody knows me is that my career has been, on cruise control.
Yeah.
Always stayed consistent, and where I dress is polo or Adidas, nice watch.
Do you
t-shirt.
Own a suit?
Yeah,
I do. Okay.
Yeah,
I've known you and known of you for a long time. I've never seen you in a suit.
I wear suits to funerals. Unfortunately,
I
back in the days, court cases, weddings, bar mitzvahs.
Yeah.
I just wore a suit last week in New York. I took my dad to the Tina Turner musical.
How was that?
It was amazing.
That was dope. I seen that.
My dad wore suits and stuff, and it's all right sometimes to get suits,
There you go.
and throw on the shell toes. I was wearing Adidas Gazelles with a suit at the Tina Turner thing.
Hell yeah.
I got to be myself.
Got to keep it hip hop, right?
Man. Yeah, no, it's got to be myself. I got to be comfortable in who I am.
Yeah.
I don't care what people think. I got to be comfortable. If I'm not comfortable and I'm being someone else or trying to be someone else, I'm not comfortable. So I have to always be myself at all times. You don't like it? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's
You don't like it? Fuck you.
You might not like my shoes. I'm like yours, but I still love you. It's an opinion.
Yeah.
But I have to be myself.
Hell yeah.
And that's how I look at it. But it gets greater later. Talent never leaves. And God is great, man. The Scott Storch comeback is amazing because it is so hard to come back as a producer.
Yeah.
Especially when the sonics change, the music's changing, the money's changing, things are different.
But he's a musician, not a producer. So that's one thing. That's one thing about him.
A lot of these young kids that even come don't even know who he is.
No, they don't.
So the social media helped a lot too, because he's on there playing keys and stuff.
Those videos, him playing keys, just playing like the still DRE instrumental. That shit is dope.
Because you have to understand something. Back in the days, I wasn't around him, but there was no social media, and he didn't have people in the studio filming him and stuff. Now everybody who comes to sessions got a camera. I'm like, you can film only if he has his glasses on.
Yeah.
So I do more social than him. Even though he has a lot more.
Why he gotta have his glasses on?
That's who he is. That's his thing.
That's the Superman cape, huh?
Yeah, and you have to be that. And I'm a whore on Instagram, so I put everything on my story, all the sessions that we're doing, because he doesn't really do all that. But people are seeing like, yo, you really working with different things. So we rock and roll. We got a lot of plaques, man, last year. Trippie Reds, the 6ix9ines, the Chris Browns, the French Montanas, the A Boogies, the Russes, all that.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I was bringing all these people. Scott didn't really know who they were. And he was just trusting in me, man. And I love him for that, because he respects me and he trusted me.
That's dope.
And we just getting started.
Hell yeah.
We're just getting started.
So we're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. What is the last? Where can we find you? I know we can find you on social media. We Working.
Yeah, I mean, my Instagram is We Working. My Twitter's at Steve Lobel. Just Google me. I have a resume. I have some stripes. I meet people like, yo, I'm an influencer. I have 6 million followers. I'm like, okay, but what's your resume?
Yeah.
What have you done? What's your stripes? No, I have 6 million followers. I'm an influencer. Okay, so I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So I don't respect that. I'm like, what's your resume? What's your stripes?
Yeah.
You have to work and build something. And what happens in social media, now that when they take away likes, everybody gonna fucking kill themselves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like, just build a brand, build something, work hard, patience and sacrifice. Dun, dun, dun. Not,
Yes.
I got 12 million followers. They put out a record and doesn't even do nothing.
Yeah.
They're following you because you might have a nice ass, big boobs, you're pretty.
You can't sell 1,000 tickets at the venue.
Yeah, you ain't selling no hard tickets like
Yeah,
my man
yeah.
Russ. But at the end of the day, that's the problem. You know, people got followers because of the wrong reasons. If you're doing music, post music, not just selfies of you looking good.
Yeah.
Because once you post some real stuff, you see the likes are not there, then they weren't following you for that.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? So whoever follows me, follow me because you respect me, I motivate you, I inspire you, I salute, and all that. And I'm just cool. That's who follows me, hopefully. Not people just follow me because I got a blue mark, a check on my Instagram, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Follow me because I got a resume in stripes. So you can Google me or whatever, man. I'm approachable. I'm outside. I'm outside at 50-some years old. Outside. Approachable. Just don't violate and disrespect. I'm outside. I'm here to open doors, help people, connect the dots, change your life. And that's it, man. God is great, man.
Hell yeah, hell yo. Well, I appreciate you coming through, my man.
I appreciate
you. Was a man of your word.
Shout out Emma.
Steve Lobel in the building,
Rest
man.
in peace, Jam Master J, Eazy E, Big Pun. Rest in peace to my mom, Nipsey Hussle, and everybody else who we lost, because we lose people every day, not just celebrities. So
Exactly. Let's get into another joint that Scott produced. Dub C, The Streets. White Label Radio.
R.I.P. Badass.
Let's go.